Welcome to Mind Bending Monday. We are so excited that you're joining us today. Today is another classic puzzle. These are so fun and engaging, and they build great thinking skills. So, what could be better? Are you ready? Let's get started. River Crossing 1, Classic Brain Teasers, Episode 2. This is another classic puzzle. I would love to be able to give credit, but there are so many variations and so many different ways that this has been written and published that I can't really find the first source. Sometimes you have 4 or 5 people, you have different times and different circumstances. However, all of them use the same strategy. So, if these are not new or original, why are we using them? They are classics because they're fun and engaging and they're challenging. But what we want is for students not to just see this, struggle with it, and then be told the answer. We really want to question students so that they develop the strategies, that they start reasoning and thinking and problem solving. And this is in a fun way. So what could be better? Let's get started. River Crossing 1. 4 friends want to cross this bridge. It's an old narrow bridge with a weight limit, so only 2 people can cross at a time. Also, because they stayed out hiking, it is dark. They have only one flashlight. They definitely need a flashlight to cross the bridge. So, after 1 or 2 people cross, at least one person has to walk back again with the flashlight. They all walk at different speeds. If 2 people are crossing together, they both need the flashlight, so they have to walk at the speed of the slowest person. What is the minimum time required for the 4 friends to cross the bridge safely? Be prepared to explain your reasoning. So I've drawn this simple diagram for us to get started. The 4 friends can cross the bridge in 3, 4, 9, and 11 minutes. The biggest thing that you want for your students is for them to start to develop the idea of what is important and why. Allow your students to explore. So maybe they will have the 2 slowest people go first. And then what happens? One of them has to go back. So allow them time to kind of explore some different options and ask some different questions. You may have the fastest person go with the slowest person just so that this person can come back. But then what happens? Allow them to record their movements on a chart and really think about what is happening and ask them some questions. Are there people that you really want to go together? And hopefully, after they explore, students will figure out that the 2 slowest people really need to walk together. So your first goal is just questioning so that they discover, hey, if you take 9 and 11 together, that's going to be better than both of them separately because at least they're combined in one trip. Okay, so that's the first thing that they need to discover. But then after that, does order matter? Because what happens if you take 9 and 11 first? And let them explain it to you. Let them figure it out. Well, if you take 9 and 11, if 9 and 11 go first, one of them has to come back. So hopefully what students will discover is that no matter what the numbers are and what the situation is, you want your 2 fastest people to go first, and then one of them is going to have to come back. Okay, so let's have 3 come back. And then who goes next? Well, you want your 2 slowest people to go together. And then who's going to come back? Well, this person will come back. So at that point, then you have these two people who can go together. And then you've got your time. So are there other solutions to that problem that would have the same number of minutes? And is that the fastest way? So at that point, you want your students to stop and explore. Well, we had the fastest person come back on that middle move. But what if you took these two and then the number 4 person came back, and then these two, and the number 3 person came back, and then these two? Would that make a difference? Why or why not? And have them explain it to you. I realize the answers to this are all over the internet, and students will too. And hopefully they'll have the joy of really discovering this on their own. But in case they don't, the way that you can help is just to ask them questions. Okay, well, that's your answer. Why did you choose to do it that way? Because students should be able to explain their reasoning. The most important part of these challenges is not necessarily to have the right answer. Yes, we want them to be correct, but the reasoning is the purpose. So by questioning students, we start to learn, have they really developed that reasoning, or did they get that somewhere else? So let's look at some options and check the timing on our strategies. So we had 3 and 4 go first. So that took 4 minutes. And then they're over on this side. But one of them has to come back. So what if students choose to have the fastest person come back? Well, that's 3 minutes. And then these 3 are here and 4 is still over here. Well, they know that they want 9 and 11 to travel together. So they'll do that, and that'll be 11 minutes. And what you'll have is 4, 9, and 11 on this side. And then 4 will have to come back because you want 9 and 11 to stay together, and they're there. So you want to keep them. So 4 will come back. And then 3 and 4 will be together. They'll cross. It'll take 4 minutes. And everyone will be on the same side. Okay, so that's one strategy. And what do you get if you add that together? How long does it take? So we find the sum of all of the minutes it took to cross, and we know that that took 26 minutes. But your question to students was, is there another strategy that would work just as well or even better? Well, we know we want 9 and 11 to stay together, but let's look and see if there's another thing that we can do, another way we can solve it. So let's look at this strategy. So in this case, we start the same way. We have 3 and 4 crossed together. It takes 4 minutes. But in this case, instead of having 3 come back, like we did last time, let's have 4 come back. So we'll send 4 back, and then you'll have these. And now let's send 9 and 11 together, which will be 11 minutes. And then you'll have 3 come back because you want 9 and 11 to stay here once again. And then 3 and 4 will travel together, and they will all be together. Well, what is your strategy? How long did that take? We see that that took 26 minutes. Interesting. It's a different solution, but the exact same amount of time. Why is that true? Ask students to analyze why that works, why it's the same. As you analyze your solution, it might be helpful to look at two different solutions side by side. So let's consider what is happening in this puzzle. Why did we get 26 both times? And are those the only two options? In this first solution, we had person 3 come back. And then later, person 4 has to come back. So what you'll notice and what students will notice is that these two people are both at some point going to have to come back. And then finally at the end, they come back together. So that's always going to be 4. The first time they're together will always be 4. The two slowest people will be 11. But in which order they return might change these numbers, but they both have to return at some point. So the sum of those visits is always 7. So these are the only two solutions with the minimum time of 26 minutes. You can do other variations with your students, but I think they will love this thinking, and it will really help them start to develop strategies for problem solving and thinking skills, which is what we want. I hope you and your students love this puzzle. Thank you so much for participating in Mind Bending Monday. We really value your thoughts. So much so that we are giving away a prize every month. So read these ways to enter, and we hope to hear from you. We would love to see your comments. Also, don't forget to hit like and subscribe. We don't want you to miss a single episode of Mind Bending Monday. Thanks so much. We look forward to seeing you next time.